एकदम हाँ।
Hello students, I think you all are fine. So today I am going to tell you about physiological factors determining flexibility. Let's start with the introduction. Flexibility depends on energy liberation process and neuromuscular coordination of body which are trainable to limited extent due to which flexibility of an individual can improve by training to limited extent only. Flexibility is defined as the ability of a muscle to execute motors of greater amplitude or range of joint. Another word, it is an ability of a joint to move freely through its full range of motion. Now let's start with the first point, joint structure. There are several different types of joint in the human body. Some have greater range of motion than others. The ball and socket joint of the shoulders, for example, has the greatest range of motion of all the joints and can move each of the anatomical places. Our next point is age. Range of motion and flexibility decrease with age. Children have more flexibility than adults. And gender, female tends to be more flexible than male. Our next point is connective tissue. Deep connective tissue such as fascia and tendons limit range of motion. Ligaments do not seem to display any plastic properties. However, with exposure to stretching, they may extend to a new length. Our next point is internal environment. The athlete's internal environment affects range of motion. For example, mobility is decreased immediately upon walking after a night's sleep. 10 minutes in a warm 40 degrees Celsius bath increase body temperature and range of motion. Our next point is previous injury. Injuries to muscles and connective tissue can lead to a thickening on the affected area which further affects the flexibility of the person. Our next point is muscle strength. Body movements, especially against gravity or external force, are possible if the associated muscles are strong enough to make the movements. Therefore, muscle strength is a determinant factor for flexibility. Weak muscles deter the range of motion. For example, sprinters will find it hard to lift their legs and knees to the required heights if the abdominal muscles are weak. Muscle strength can be highly developed with training to upgrade flexibility. Our next point is muscular bulk and size. Bulky muscles can adversely affect flexibility because the muscle mass interferes with the ability to make the adjacent joints move through their complete range of movement. For example, leg hamstring restrict the knees from bending fully. Axis fatty tissue also hampers flexibility. Our next point is extensibility of muscles. As we are aware that different range of movements are added by muscles, their extensibility is another factor limiting flexibility. Muscles contract to make movements at the joints. Without proper and consistent stretching, muscles become stiff and lose their extensibility and therefore cause reduced flexibility. It can be trained to a certain degree to improve flexibility. At the end, I hope you have clearly